Yep. Now we're live. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Mondo Happy Hour. We are getting this started. This is Mike over my co-creative director at Toys and Collectibles, and I'm Hector, the other. Oh, there it goes. The Mondo Happy Hour. Real quick. Flash it a bunch. So it's just
welcome everybody.
If we had music, it would be a lot more exciting with that flashing over and over. But so yeah, this is Mike, co-creative director of Toys and Collectibles, and I'm Hector, the other side of the coin. And we're here to have some drinks with you guys. It's Friday the 13th. Happy birthday, Jason. And and we're gonna share. We're gonna start off with sharing some fun stuff that we're gonna be releasing next year. So why don't we get this started?
Cool.
All right. First things first. We have been talking about this for a while, and we're finally ready to launch. Early next year, we're going to be releasing the first of the Marvel Mondo mecha figures called Spider-Man. That's our Spider-Man mecha. That's our images right there of our first shot prototypes from the factory. And this figure is looking really cool, and we're really excited. This is the regular edition or just the normal Spider-Man version of this. And we're also going to be doing a Mondo exclusive, which will be the symbiote. There it goes. And this will be a Mondo exclusive edition that will be pretty limited. And we're really stoked about this line. We're going to be releasing other characters. The figures are going to be around 10 to 12 inches tall, depending on the height of the mecha in their mecha world. Spider-Man, if this was an actual mecha suit, he'd be around 130 feet tall. And then other characters would be bigger. So the toys and the figures will be bigger. So we're really excited about this line. We're going to have a lot more to share early next year. But for now, here's a first look at some of the actual prototypes that we're working on. Next one. All right, this one is awesome, and we're super stoked about it. We are announcing that we are doing X-Men animated 1/6 scale figures. This is based on the 90s X-Men show. Everyone knows the song. Everyone remembers it, and we're super stoked to be doing this. And our first figure that we're going to do is Wolverine. And this is an early work in progress of the figure. It's going to be 1/6 scale, as it says down there. Articulated figure. It's going to come with a bunch of accessories, and if you know the show, and you can see the picture frame, it's there. You can recreate the meme if you want to. It's going to have some switch out heads. The Mondo exclusive will come with a morph head, so if you don't like Wolverine and you like morph, then you can make a morph. And he's going to have his unmasked head, an angry face. He's going to have a turkey leg from that one Thanksgiving episode. And we're really trying to do something cool with this and with this line. And after Wolverine, we'll see who comes next, but it's probably going to be somebody who can bend metal.
Personality
powers. All right, next up.
We've got tikis.
All right. Just some tiki to show off. Next year, we're coming out with the Black Panther tiki mug. There's going to be two versions. There's going to be the silver, the black and silver edition, and the black and gold variant. And we're also going to be releasing a Doctor Doom tiki mug, which is the next slide, I think. There we go. We're really stoked about this one. Mike designed it. And he is a huge Doctor Doom fan, so we tried to really, capture this, capture the character in mug form. I don't know. Do you want to say anything about it, Mike?
I don't know. I'm a huge Doctor Doom fan. I've got tattooed on my forearm Doctor Doom, and also. I
don't know. Do you want to say anything about it, Mike? Sorry.
Can you not hear me?
No, that was my fault. I accidentally clicked on the YouTube channel.
Oh, cool.
No worries. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've got Doctor Doom tattooed on my forearm. Also an MF Doom fan, so it's kind of an homage to the classic MF Doom Doomsday album. So there's a lot of fun stuff. We got the metal face variant, also a throwback to MF Doom.
Yep.
And I'm just a huge Kirby fan, so it's really fun to get to work on anything Doctor Doom for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We got one more Marvel thing to show, which has to do with our guest who's at backstage, which we can throw up now.
Awesome. Yeah, this is our we showed this during our Comic-Con panel if you were there. This is the concept art for our Man-Thing soft vinyl figure that's going to be 12 inches tall, designed by the awesome James Groman, and he's here to talk about it after we're done showcasing all our stuff. We're going to have a little preview for you all.
Very cool preview.
Yeah, show you where it's at currently. And yeah, we're just really stoked about it. And this is something that we're hoping to, debut next year at DesignerCon. Actually, this whole thing, the reason we're doing this panel is because of DesignerCon and the fact that we're not there. We're kind of bummed out about it. So we decided to kind of share everything that we would have shared here in virtual form during our happy hour.
Yeah, we wish we could be there with everybody. It's kind of my favorite convention of the year. I love it there.
Oh, yeah. It's so cool. Yeah. All right, next one.
Cool. We'll move on into Toho.
All right. So the next couple of slides are going to be all dedicated to Toho. And we are super excited about all of these. So let's go to the first one.
Yeah, and we've got Chris backstage too to chat with about all the good Toho.
Yeah, Chris from Toho is backstage. He's going to talk to us, and we're going to talk Godzilla. Speaking of Godzilla, this is going to be our probably our biggest statue that Mondo's ever released. I think it actually is the biggest statue Mondo's ever released. It is our Godzilla 89 statue. It's based off of Godzilla's appearance in Godzilla vs. Biollante, and it is awesome and huge. It's about 17 inches tall, but as you can see there with Mike standing next to it, it's big. It's a big statue, and we're really, really happy about it.
I'm a tall guy, and that's a big statue. It's cool.
Yeah, so it's going to come with some cool switch out parts like the heat ray attachment. He's going to come with a separate arm that has a nice little Easter egg a scene that happens in the movie, and some switch out mouths and stuff like that. So it's going to be a cool thing, and it's going to come out in early next year, probably around February. Cool.
Move on to the next one.
Yeah, let's do it. And then to go along with our big statue line, we have Mothra from Tokyo SOS. She's going to be releasing middle of next year, and we're I don't even know what to say. It's Mothra, and I never thought in my whole life that I would be working on something that had Mothra in it, and that had it was just it's kind of like one of those dream come true kind of things, and we're really, really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, I got to give you a shout out for how awesome you did on that paint job. So Hector paints these things up, and they're gorgeous. But those wings are unbelievable, dude.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, next level.
They took forever, but they were, but it's worth it.
Yeah, dude, they're fantastic, man. You killed it.
Thank you. Yeah. It's weird because they're so big. Like it's kind of hard to tell in the pictures, but the wings they're probably around like over a foot long each. So they're you're kind of holding that giant thing and trying to paint it like that. It's kind of tricky.
That top left corner, you can see the apple next to it, but it doesn't really do it justice. That they're massive. It's really cool.
Cool. Next one.
Sweet.
All right. We're really stoked on this one. And so we're announcing today that we're going to be doing name pending, but this will be the Godzilla Museum. It will be a line of small scale statues, kind of like, I don't know if you guys collect the Batman black and white statues that have been coming out for, I don't know, forever. Right. But the whole point of that line is that it's a kind of like, a look at Batman and all of his different costumes and iterations and forms that he's taken throughout media. So we're taking that approach with this, and this is going to be Godzilla through all media, and we're going to celebrate Godzilla's various appearances and various looks and styles. So our first line, or our first 3 figures that are coming out next year, the first one's going to be based off the 70s cartoon. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it or watched it as a kid, but I remember watching it, and being able to do this is like another dream come true for me. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't need. So we're releasing that. We're going to be doing a movie Godzilla in the line. Like, every time we release 3, there will be a one based off a movie. We're starting off with Godzilla 54, and then we're also going to have an artist rendition in the line as well. And we're going to start off with Attack Peter, who is amazing, and I think that he's already in like the span of time that he's been making his awesome Godzilla prints, and that he's already made his mark on the character, and we feel like it's a great design, and his style is perfect to showcase what Godzilla can be seen as through like the lens of a different artist.
Yeah, just trying to translate his artwork into 3D for these is going to be real fun. So he's got such a great style.
Yeah, so we're super excited about this line. We're going to really take a deep dive, as the line progresses, take a deep dive into, some of the more obscure Godzillas out there, and then also, some cool artist renditions as well to kind of like round out this, like, museum, I guess, right? to Godzilla.
It's a good way to merge. We've always been wanting to do more stuff with the artists that we work with at Mondo, because we're working with some of the best talent out there, including Attack Peter. So it's going to be fun to kind of merge the 2 worlds of posters and records art, like those artists, into our world of 3D. So it'll be interesting. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, I mean, this opens it up for us to bring in other artists and give their take on the character, and then we can create an awesome statue based off of it. And it's going to be a fun line. But we're really excited about these first 3 that are going to be coming out next year, and
cool. And I think this next slide, Hector, if you want to put your drink up,
okay.
Slide right into that one. Oh, I don't know if they can see you holding your drink, but
yeah, I don't know if they can see me right now. Maybe not, but it's fine. I am holding up this mug and I'm drinking out of it right now. We have our first ever Godzilla Tiki mug coming out in a couple weeks, November 24th. We're really, again, super stoked about this one. Yeah. It's based on the Showa era Godzilla, and we are honored to be the first company or first anyone to make official Godzilla Tiki mug. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, it's never been done. So we're really excited to be the first ones to bring that out and to make it available to people. And we feel like this is a great way to start it out. We have the multicolor edition, which is going to be coming out in a couple weeks on November 24th, and then the limited heat ray variant will be out later next year.
Yep. Sweet. And then we will move into, this is kind of Hector's babies coming up right now. These are fantastic too. We got some soft vinyl.
Awesome. Yep. So we are doing Godzilla Toho soft vinyl, and these are going to Hedra is going to be our first one that's coming out next year. Everyone here at Mondo are especially Rob, are huge Hedra fans, and we decided, why not? Let's just go for it and let's do it. So, and Matt Hardiman, it's also Matt Hardiman's baby. You should highlight that post.
I wish I can't see the comments when I'm controlling. What up, Matty?
So we're doing here's 4 versions that are coming out. That we have Smog Monster variant, kind of based off the colors in the movie. We're doing a Cherry Blossom. We're doing a Hawaii color variant, and we're doing what we call Oil Slick. It's like a metallic teal, black, purple colorway, and then maybe more as you know, as these start to come out. So we're stoked to show these off and to have them come out next year. They're super cute, and they're 6 inches tall. They're fun. They're going to be vinyl. His little arms are going to move up and down. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, if you guys dig them, we'll keep making them.
Yep.
I also got to shout out Chris, because Chris has been insanely friggin' helpful getting us to make all these like dream come true projects.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty damn fun. It's awesome. Excited to chat with him on here. So, do the next one.
And then, last but not least, we are also part of the Godzilla soft vinyl line. We're going to be releasing a Godzilla 84 soft vinyl that will also come in some really fun colors. And we're really excited about it. And this will be out later next year as well. But we have our Super X variant. We have our Cherry Blossom variant, which is some fun pink colors. And then we have the Imperial variant. I don't know if you guys remember the old Imperial toy from the 80s, but it's pretty much based off of that. That was one of my first Godzilla toys ever. So
a little obscure information. I used to work at Imperial.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, and then we've got the 1984 variant, and then the Miami variant, which has some really fun colors.
Miami variant is another third shout out to Matt Hardiman.
Right.
For you, buddy.
So yeah, I think that's it, right, Mike? Is that the last slide?
Yeah, it is. And I think we can bring in our friggin' legendary guests.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sweet. We'll throw his artwork up real quick as we introduce him.
All right.
In the stream. All right, James, are you there?
I am here.
There we go.
Hi. Got this like awesome sunbeam coming in from the side.
Yeah, it's like a nice, like a beautiful ray of sunlight shining on you.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
All righty. Keeping busy. I got this awesome project I'm working on in the studio these days. I think you guys are talking about.
Yeah, man, this is friggin' great. I can't wait for people to see this.
Yeah, I decided to, a lot of the interviews I've done and even when I have meetings and stuff, I have an upstairs studio, which is my clean room. And then I have my downstairs studio, which is my sculpting room. And I'm in the sculpting room right now because we want to show you a bit of the progress of the Man-Thing sculpture.
Yeah, absolutely. And, James is, as you all know, amazing. And we are going to share with you right now, or he is going to share with you his progress, which he's doing traditionally, which isn't done that much anymore these days. But it's something cool. Go ahead.
I kind of struggle with it because when you look at all these digital sculpts and everything on screen, they look so high tech and so awesome and polished. And it makes me look a little bit differently at this traditional method. But it's my favorite way to work. I do a little bit of ZBrush, but there's the boy right there.
Wow, that's so cool.
Bear with me while I kind of focus the camera. I'm working on my laptop right now, so I'll kind of pivot it around so you can see a little about where it's at.
It's such a cool level where people can see the armature too, and some of the softer sculpture features as you're detailing.
Yeah, sculptors work differently, and it's surprising how many guys that I know of that actually work in this method. You do not go in and work all over the sculpt, get the forms totally perfect. Some guys do, but a lot of people actually, you have to allow for those areas where, like, if I want to work on this shoulder the best I can, I have to be able to take it off and hold it somehow. So I don't want to do all this detail and everything down here yet. I have to do the shoulder and the upper arm first, and then get to the. I'm gonna have trouble getting this on now.
You're trying to do it with one hand.
Yep. And this one's tough going into the sleeve. So see if I can get it in there. Come on, baby.
You got it. It's almost there.
It'll sit like that.
There you go. Fine.
But yeah, so it's always good to have something to hold on to while you're sculpting. This one, the shoulder is actually baked, but the lower arm is not.
Right.
I can hold it by the sculpted part that's baked and then work on this lower part when I'm starting to block in that hand. You know, the hands are my second most favorite part of a subject to work on a lot of the times, because they can be really expressive, and you can see this guy's got these gnarly knuckles and everything. The upper shoulder.
I was always told that if your hands on a sculpture aren't very good, then the whole sculpture isn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's, you know, what's funny, it's a little known fact about what I've heard about comic book artists too, is a lot of them judge you on the way you draw hands, because, you know, I have
Rob Liefeld right there.
Yeah, and I got lectured by Jim Shooter one time at a convention because I drew a hand wrong, and he was like, "You have a hand. Why are you drawing it so poorly?" But yeah, it's like over the years, I've just really gotten into doing the hands, getting the structure right and the anatomy, and of course, being able to kind of blow it out a little bit and play around with it. This is not like photo perfect. This is a little bit more of a cartoony caricature of a monster hand, so it's really fun.
Do you generally work in symmetry, or because you've only sculpted the right or the left hand, sorry, and kept the right hand still in armature form?
Well, I did that mostly because I wanted to have something to show today. So I wanted to have one arm pretty well underway so you could see what he was looking like. And I also, I've been shooting video footage of myself working on in-progress videos that I guess Mondo's going to be playing on your website or whatever the plan is for that. I'm shooting footage every day that I sculpt. And sometimes I'll get a little ahead of myself and do things a little bit differently just because I want to show something different that video for the given day.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're hoping to, because I don't even know if people realize how legendary you are in the field of toys. You're kind of a hero of mine on all this stuff. So it's going to be a neat documentary we're going to do, hopefully put together about you.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to know where my head's going. It's the opposite. But yeah, this is the Sculpey I use is I mix a dark gray. Oh, I appreciate that, Michael. That was really nice of you to say.
Oh man, it's great.
Yeah, this is I mix kind of a dark gray Sculpey, and when it's baked, it gets really very dark. So it's kind of hard to see the detail, but you get a basic idea of the forms as they're starting to come together and everything. And this guy, I'm really excited about it. And as I've said in past talks with you guys, it's like that was a character I just wanted to do so bad over the years. Never had the opportunity, so I really appreciate having a chance to work on it.
Man, we're honored, man. This is cool. So exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be great when we do. We're going to have a behind-the-scenes video for everyone to check out later on in the year, or as you progress. And it's going to be great to just showcase how, it's become, where it came from and how, you're sculpting it and seeing it come to fruition is going to be really awesome.
I'll do a little spin.
Yeah, it is a sexy piece. I do agree with that. It's going to be awesome. We're so stoked. And another one of these things, like this is one of those where we never thought that we'd get the chance to make something like this. And the fact that Marvel is letting us make something like this is fantastic. And we're so stoked.
Yeah, we got to thank Jesse Falcon at Marvel for letting us do this.
Pretty much.
Really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Marvel letting us get a little weird with their properties.
Yeah.
Wow, Jesse Falcon. I think I've met him or I talked to him one time. He was at Toy Biz, wasn't he?
He might have. Yeah. Probably he knows Phil Ramirez too. That's how I know Jesse, and he's an awesome dude.
Yeah, I think I talked to him on the phone. I didn't do a lot of work for them, but I remember talking to him on the phone one time. That's cool. That's great. He's been around.
Yeah, we're hoping to. I kind of said it, but we're hoping to do that documentary, and Jesse wants to jump in and kind of talk about your stuff too, and he's so excited that you're working on this too. So it's fun.
Yeah, Man-Thing is one where the fact they approved this version of the character is really cool. But as I was researching what to do with the character, it's amazing how many different ways he's been treated. I mean, artists really, it almost feels like he's a really easy platform for people to go and do their own really stylized version. Batman, you still have to kind of stay in these certain constraints and everything, but Man-Thing, it's like you see it where his head's on top of the body on this big thick neck, and then looking a little bit more heroic and fully muscled, and then you have other ones with their totally hunched over and deformed looking, and very plant-like. Yeah, it's great. So I think there's a little bit more leeway with a character like this.
That's awesome. Yeah, it kind of lets you explore your creative juices, right? Like you can just kind of, go nuts with it because the character has had so many interpretations and so many different to it throughout its history.
And I love doing it. I was thinking the other day, I go, I have to admit, if I'm watching a monster movie and I find out that the monster is a plant, I'm like, okay, a plant. It's not a dinosaur. Plants are okay, but trying to make a creature that's mostly made of plants, roots, mushrooms, all that type of stuff, and trying to make it visually interesting is very interesting because it's so different than anything else I do. Everything else is very organic, based on reptile, mammal, dinosaur, whatever. But doing something that's more based on plant shapes and plant reference points is really interesting too.
That's great.
So
yeah,
hit on so much good stuff in that sculpture. You're gonna have everything in there. It's great.
Yeah, and it's a great segue to Chris, because speaking of plants, and we're doing Godzilla '89, Godzilla versus Biollante, right? And that's a plant. So we can bring in Chris right now if he's back there. Oh, there he is. I tried to make that segue work, but I don't think it did.
I thought it was great.
I thought it worked out great. I'm trying to figure out how do I follow and how do I make a joke and follow up James Groman's giant man thing kind of deal. So if you want to talk about plants, what about a Motongo? Little Toho classic.
Motongo, yeah.
That's one of my dreams. Would love. Again, you're just making dreams come true right now, Chris, for little old me, pretty much. Motongo would be amazing to do as a soft vinyl or whatever. One of the coolest plant monsters out there, right? I mean, he's just a big mushroom head.
Yeah,
he's a plant, right? A mushroom plant. He's a kind of alien mushroom.
We could do he's a fun guy, that sort of thing.
Fungal guy.
Yeah.
I love it.
So Chris, introduce yourself, let people know what you do and how you got into Godzilla and Toho, all that fun stuff.
Wow. So long story short, watched my first movie at 5 years old, Godzilla vs. Gigan. Ended up writing some comics for IDW Publishing. Got to know some people at Toho. They needed help. They reached out to me, asked if I'd want to help. I was like, does a big dog bark? Of course I want to do that.
Right.
Did that, and then next thing you know, I'm working with companies like Mondo and companies I've respected and loved, and I've never quite been able to get right on that pre-order window right on time. But now
I've been there.
Now I feel like I know some people, and so.
You got the hookup.
Indeed. So no, it's a lot of fun. I think just like a little tip of the iceberg of everything that's going to be coming. What you showed already. So very excited, very happy to be working together.
We're stoked. It's fun, and you're fun to work with, so it's been great. It's nice.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your whole like your history with the comics and stuff like that?
Sure. So I as I mentioned before, I worked for IDW. Wrote some Godzilla comics, a series called Rulers of Earth with Matt Frank, Jeff Zorno. Couple issues here and there. Godzilla Legends with EJ Sue. Rage Across Time with oh my god, he's gonna kill me right now for not Tad Galusha and Khalil Schweitzer being a co-writer on that. Like some really fun stuff, some Transformers things as well. But yeah, just really have always been into this property, especially, and to work for this Japanese company who owns this crazy IP is really a dream come true for me. But
and it's crazy, right? Because I mean, I put Godzilla up there with Spider-Man and Batman, right? It's one of those it's a household name at this point.
Yeah, and we've had this discussion about when it comes to like how stylized do you get? How do you recognize Godzilla? And we're fortunate that we have a character that's recognized by silhouette. similar like Batman or
Right.
someone else. Like we have a distinct shape that we can always go with, and because of that, especially Mondo, like the artists, and no matter how different the styles are, it's Godzilla. And
Right.
Yep.
And
it's kind of good. Oh, go ahead, Hector.
No, you're good. Go for it.
It's kind of a good segue on why we have James and Chris here also with the different styles and interpretations. Is we're hoping to get some James Groman designed Godzilla product out there, which would be friggin' unbelievable.
Me too. Yeah, I've been, like I was telling you guys earlier before we started the broadcast, is I've been in Man-Thing zone, but I'm starting to really get the urge to. I've done a couple concepts for Godzilla stuff already for you guys, but I still got some other Godzilla concepts. I kind of bounced them off you guys the other day, but I'm going to be really putting a pencil to paper and trying a few ideas that have been milling around in my head for years and try to get those off and hopefully get something approved and up and running in the near future.
Yes. Fingers crossed. That's how we do. We're hoping we can get something awesome for next year or whatever. But yeah, we're really, that would be amazing. I think it would be like I don't know, would you say, James, it's one of your, like, is it like on your bucket list to do a Godzilla of some sort?
Yeah, I guess I've done Godzillas in the past, but mostly they're more based on different movie versions. This is a kit I did many years ago for Polar Lights. I think this was actually released back in late 90s or something like this. It was a Toys R Us exclusive. And this is the 54 version of Godzilla. This kit was based on that.
The train and everything, yeah.
But the 54 is my favorite version of Godzilla. Something about it, probably the black and white photography and everything. But I worked on that, so that was a dream project because it was an 18-inch model, and doing a character that I loved so much and had so much influence on me when I was a kid and even as an adult, that was a dream come true. But to do one that maybe is like next gen or like my take on it, or something that's maybe brings in something that I know one of the things we talked about with you guys was something that kind of alludes to the history of Godzilla. One sculptor that might allude to his background, his history, his battles in the past. Yeah, that's something I'm really anxious to dig into. So, Chris, I'd be expecting concept in the near future.
Putting you on the spot. No.
Yeah, no kidding. That's fascinating. I never knew. I didn't know that you had done that sculpt for that.
Oh yeah, it's like one of them. It was two different Godzilla projects with Polar Lights. One was actual, the '98 Gino Godzilla in Nemo version.
We call him Zilla now, but yeah, the official monster.
I actually did a sculpt of that for Polar Lights as well, but that kit never came out. And then I did that one too. So I lobbied heavy duty for those kits, and when I heard that they were going to do them, I went after them, and I said, no one else is going to do these kits. I'm going to make sure that take a gun and put it to their heads, make sure I'm going to do it. So, I'd love to continue my history with Godzilla. That's for sure.
I was going to say, I'm like, so you say that you have experience with it. Okay. I can see that on the resume looking good. It's not a magic 8-ball. I've had a magic, Hedorah poison sac or eye, depending on who you ask. I would say that could look pretty good. Chances look pretty good. So.
Yeah.
And was this this year was the anniversary of Hedorah, right?
No, so that's going to be next year.
Oh, next year.
We're all about segues today. I like this.
Yeah,
so that's kind of why we really. Hector, when we talked about Hedorah, that was kind of maybe in the future, right? But we kind of talked about swapping and fast tracking and maybe moving that one this year. 50th anniversary next year, Mothra's 60th. So it's going to be a lot of really, really fun, timely things coming out. Especially, I think we've talked about if there's a Comic-Con next year. That Saturday will be the actual 50th anniversary of Hedorah. And I don't know, maybe there'll be some really super, super, super cool, hard to get something or other.
Very limited little dude, little smog monster that day. Maybe. I really hope there is a Comic-Con.
Yeah,
I was okay with it at first that there was no I was like, oh well, I've been going for a long time, but when it was actually that weekend and it didn't happen, I was like, man, I would hope.
It's weird, like the year you can't even measure your year out without it. It's strange.
Yeah, I've got a lot of work done not going to conventions, that's for sure, because getting ready for them is like such a major undertaking. But I'm starting to really miss all the friends and people that you meet, for the first time, and people that you get to see that you haven't seen in a long time. So I'm kind of a recluse, so I can go a long time without seeing anybody, but I am starting to miss all my buddies. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, can I answer that question?
Please.
Yes.
You both already know. You've heard me say it a million times.
Oh, I'm
not
here.
hearing my thing. Herb Trimp, or Herb Trimpy, however you want to pronounce it. I never unfortunately met the legend, but I would love that classic Marvel style Godzilla.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
It
So
sounds
different,
like
but just so cool.
it's a perfect one to include in the Godzilla museum line.
Animated Godzilla is awesome. Oh my gosh, I didn't know you guys were doing that. That is so cool.
I never thought that we would, but we are, and it's cool to be the first ones to do that. It's a cool. I mean, it's part of Godzilla history, right?
It is. It's crazy that it's taken so long for someone to do it. That's one I'm thinking of. Wow, what are all the different versions? And yeah, the other one is the Herb Trimp Marvel version of Godzilla. Yeah, that's a natural.
Totally.
What's funny is like when I was watching like backstage, like the slideshow of everything coming up, I was like, oh, you know what? Okay, cool. I have that. These are like just on the desk, just conveniently. I'm like, huh, okay, that's pretty
Coincidentally.
I got mine next to me too.
Oh, nice. It's such a good book. Shout out to Abrams Publishing for that one.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Have you guys ever seen there was a line of jigsaw puzzles that were done by a guy, Rudy Norum, Earl Norum? I'm trying to remember what his first name was.
Like that one?
Oh my gosh, yeah, he did.
I just did this the other day. That's why.
What's up with it? He's like, I know which one.
I love this artwork.
I think it's Earl Norum, right? Is that the artist?
This isn't the day they never credit anybody, unfortunately.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna trust you.
He was like one of the top cover artists for Marvel for a long time, especially their big high profile magazines and stuff. He did Conan covers and everything. He's amazing, and someone needs to do a book on his work. But he did those Godzilla jigsaw puzzles. They're so cool.
That's awesome. Hey Hector, who if any artists that you could work with on the artist, like an artist edition, who would you choose?
My choice would be not a weird one, but probably one that would never happen. But I would love to see to be a thing. It would be the Stan Winston design of Godzilla, the one that never came to be. That was supposed to be the design for the '98 movie or whatever it was, right? It was before that, the Matthew Broderick film.
William Stout?
Huh?
The William Stout?
Yeah.
He did all the designs for that specific version of
He
that.
really?
He did the storyboards and he did an original design. I don't think he designed the Stan Winston maquette, but I think he did all the storyboards and planning for that movie. Yeah, that would be a great one.
Oh, Stout is so cool. He did our Cthulhu mug for us, which is one of the best tiki mugs we've released.
I know that Stout did the design for I don't know if it's the same film or not, but one of the films. But then Ricardo Delgado from like one of my favorite series, Age of Reptiles, did another design, some like storyboardish kind of sketches too.
Yeah,
like those were.
I think he worked on the John DeBont movie.
I think you're right. Exactly.
Because Ricardo's, he's like. They used to call him Good Lizard Man. He's a good lizard man. He does the good dinosaurs and stuff. I love his work.
Yeah, but that would be one of the ones that I think I've only seen that one picture of it from that one angle, and it's awesome. It's such a cool design. If you guys haven't seen it, I recommend type in Stan Winston Godzilla, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. It's a really cool design.
Yeah, shout out to Chris Eaton with the Stout thing.
Yeah,
with
Stout
Steve Miner with Friday the 13th today and all that. So
That's a good
tying
point.
it all together.
Full circle. Oh, hey, Florian.
Yeah, I was going to say, Florian, we got to get on this because he's somebody I would love to see it. What up, Florian?
Florian version of Godzilla would be amazing. Actually, I would love to see that happen as well in the near future or some future.
How about Arthur Adams?
Yeah.
Oh,
Chris has already talked about that, man. We were talking.
I mean,
yeah.
He's a huge Toho monster movie fan and stuff. In fact, when he does a Gargantua or he does, the Toho Kong or anything, some of his stuff is some of the best you'll ever see.
he's the king.
Yeah. He was actually like that. His designs were in the running for the first three, the Godzilla museum line that we're doing. We were actually talking about him a lot. And then I think for sure it'll happen sooner than later. Yeah.
Shout out to Mitch. What up?
Mitch. And yes, Florian, you should do it. You should do the poster. But yeah, Arthur Adams, we're definitely going to do that. We're going to tackle it. Why not? It's
even having him do a poster, as in conjunction as his 2D stuff is amazing. His inkwork, and stuff.
Yeah, one of the best. Yeah, for sure.
Buy it.
Cool. Well, let's do a quick little thing. I actually want to know this. Favorite Godzilla movie, really quick, since we're talking about it. James.
You know what? The one that made the most impact on me is it's the 54. It's the original. It's just the tone of the movie. It's so grim, serious. Like it's almost like a documentary. Yeah, I love it.
Yep. Chris.
Favorite one.
So the first one I saw was Godzilla versus Gigan, but the one I've grown to just love and absolutely appreciate is Destroy All Monsters. It's really short. It's the one I refer everybody to. It's really short. It's got like just tons of monsters in it, obviously, but it's got the elements. It's got there's just a lot of different things that make that whole era, the show era, to me at least, like just fun. And it's working on the other side of things now. It's really cool to see. That's where a lot of people want to go back to. So people love the Heisei films, or even Shin Godzilla, Millennium films. It's the Showa stuff that people really are like, that's the thing that sunk its hooks in and really got us into. And this is like the essence of Godzilla. So there's the serious stuff, but nothing compares, as James said, to the 54, the original. But all the fun stuff that came after, I think, is just compact right there in Destroy All Monsters. Yeah,
no, that's a great choice. Mike, do you have one?
Matthew Broderick all the way.
What a daddy song, man.
Yeah.
I
would probably the last one I watched was Shin Godzilla, so that's stuck in my head.
Yeah, no,
that's a mind-blowingly cool film.
Shin is great.
Speaking of which, is Tim is he in the chat anywhere or anything? You guys know where I'm going with this.
Oh, I don't know. Where are you going?
We talked about tiki mugs. We need to do a Destroy All Monsters Scorpion Bowl. Just all the monsters around it, Mount Fuji in the middle, some dry ice in there. Everyone,
I was at Tiki Farm yesterday and talked to them about it. So we got to do this, man. Holden over there is unbelievable, and he was super psyched.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, no, it's a great idea, and I think it would be like the perfect mug if you think about it, like just with like the monsters around with a mountain in the middle, and then leave a little hole in there so you can put like some dry ice and let it erupt and shoot some smoke, or you can throw the little the make it spark like they do at Trader Sam's.
Oh, we could be there right now.
I know, we could be at Trader Sam's because Decon would be right next to it right now, and we could walk over there. I missed that the most.
now I'm doing your Wolverine with the picture. That's what's going on in my head right now. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I would say or Trader Sam's, and I'd be crying, and man, whatever.
Yeah.
So if let's see if there's any questions before we do the mystery toy drop.
Well, Hector, what's your favorite Godzilla movie?
Oh yeah, I asked the question. Man, I'm gonna go with 84. Or Godzilla Returns, right? Or 85 when it came out here. I really love that movie. It was I grew up on the Showa era films. I loved Godzilla fighting other monsters and stuff, and he was a superhero. But when I saw 85 or 84, it like blew my mind how like serious the movie was, and how it was pretty much a direct sequel to the original, right? And just the tone and the mood was very grim and dire, and it was very like cautionary tale. Man versus nature. What effect do we have on nature, and we create our own monsters, kind of thing. The theme was kind of like the first movie, and that movie really stuck with me. And I just remember, like, when I was a kid, since I had watched those Showa era films, Godzilla was like a superhero to me. When he, like, at the end, spoiler alert, he jumps into the volcano and dies. I started
jump. Really jump. He just kind of
he just falls. He like falls in the volcano. I was upset. I started crying, man. I was like maybe 7 or 8 when I saw that.
that US cut that has like that weird audio screech of
yeah, with the
where it shows all the actors all standing and they're all like looking at the screen. They pan across the all the characters. It's like, yeah, it's heartbreaking.
It was bad, but I mean, and then you hear Raymond Burr's voice if you watch the American version, right? And he was like, "Oh, monsters and men and stuff," whatever he says, and it's just fantastic. I don't know. That's one of my favorites. I mean, I love them all. Godzilla vs. Biollante is a big one for me too. But yeah.
Yeah, actually, Godzilla vs. Biollante. That's probably my second favorite suit. Godzilla suit. Something about that one is just like,
grab this thing here.
How do you think Hector did?
Yeah.
This is crazy. This is our first sample from the factory. You guys can see how it's pretty massive.
Yeah, it almost seems the most plausible of all the designs. Everyone always argues about nothing that large is ever going to be able to walk or whatever. That one seems like it's built the right way with that big pyramid shape that it might actually be able to support the weight. But
and that's a good point. When I art direct artists, or when we talk to them about when someone else is sculpting Godzilla, we talk about the pyramid shape. Like it's wide at the bottom and it gets narrower at the top, and that's an important feature of the character. Because most people want to do like, oh, his legs aren't that big, and it's like, no, they're pretty big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's got thunder thighs. But yeah, this is based off Godzilla vs. Biollante. You have the Super X down here. You can kind of see it.
Yeah.
And we have a Biollante tentacle hidden back here for a little reference. And yeah, no, this is kind of heavy. I'm going to put it down. But yeah, really stoked about this.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool in hand too. It feels great. We have one question which we could throw up now, which is a good segue.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Anything Pogasari. All right. Well, let's see. Well, we are planning on doing a surprise drop, but I guess we can just let them know what it is.
Surprise, here you go.
What?
Available now, so it's live if you guys want to jump up there. Maybe go up in a minute or two, but we got Zach.
There may be a delay. It'll be up in the next 5 minutes for sure. But yeah, this is our first Pogasari figure. It's a nice, homage to the infamous kaiju, and we're really happy about releasing the first one. This is our one of many colors to come, but extremely limited. Very, very, very limited. Actually, there's less than 100. So go for it if you guys want. If you guys are interested, that's up right now, and there will be links on our Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff in case you want to check it out later.
They should go pretty quick, but if you're in the happy hour, you guys got first dibs on them. So
and this is sculpted by Joe Lapisi, Dope Pope.
Yeah. If anyone's familiar with Dope Pope's work, if not, you should go check it out on Instagram, Dope Pope. He's fantastic. He's been sculpting kaiju for the last, I don't even know how long. And he's done some awesome X Plus figures and stuff like that. but he sculpted this figure for us, and we're really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah.
And it's been like a year in the making. It's taken a while to get it done, but yeah. So that's out now, and we have a couple different colors coming out next year, and yeah, it's a cool figure.
Is that studio still around? The studio that produced that movie? They're still around? That's who you dealt with the license, or?
I have no idea. This is our homage to Pogasari.
Oh,
Our homage to Pogasari. Because it's kind of muddy, the whole history between it, but from that movie. But it's a fun figure. It's kind of our first vinyl kaiju that we're releasing, and it's it's one of those things where we decided to just like try to make it live during this happy hour. We would have had it for sale at Designer Con, so figured why not drop it today.
Yeah, the film is kind of like it's kind of a kaiju anomaly. It's like it's a hard one to track down sometimes and stuff. But the design of the creature is actually pretty cool. So
yeah,
this is for Chris. Was asking about the big one. It's kind of hard to see with the lighting in here. But.
I was like, Mike, you got that mood lighting going this time. Usually our calls, it's
you got the purple going on.
It's the 3D print curing light blasting in the background.
Yeah, the big one will be out next year. Where it's pretty much based off of the sculpt of the little one that we're releasing right now, and we went in and like reposed it, resculpted areas and stuff like that to make it more detailed and more kind of like our take on Pogasari, what we felt like it would look like it could look like. So yeah, that'll be out next year.
They're more anatomically correct version.
A little bit, a little more detail and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, MOTU. We have some Masters of the Universe. We have a lot of Masters of the Universe next year. Mm-hmm. So just what does he say? Can we also have a? Oh, right. I wish we would love to have a MOTU drop right now, but yeah, sadly not going to happen today. But look, next year. I mean, we can announce it, right? We've already talked about it. We have Keldor coming out. Will be the first one out next year. I think around February, March, around there. And then we have Hordak coming out in like June. And then we have She-Ra, a She-Ra figure coming out in the summer around August, September. We have a surprise character, two surprise characters actually coming out. One in the summer and then one in the fall for MOTU. Yeah. Oh well, one of those characters you mentioned, Chris, may be coming out in the fall. You might have been spot on with your choices. Joker 1/6 animated, yeah, that's definitely still happening. We just got it approved like 2 days ago, and it's going to be coming out sometime middle of next year, probably May or June.
Yep.
Any other?
I have a question for James, real quick.
Yeah.
James, what is one character you've always wanted to do, like a toy or a design of, or something that you've never gotten to, either through, like professionally though, like something anybody could go buy or pick up? Shout out to a mutual friend of ours, Mike Olivares. He introduced us. He's got Metal Sloth.
Yeah.
So hard to say now, but seeing your Man Thing earlier, like now with all of that,
I went through a period where I just wanted to do like my own designs and stuff, particularly with the vinyl toy thing. And now I am starting to like want to revisit some of those like classic existing characters from my past. And I've done a version of the creature from Black Lagoon. I would love to do another one. It's one of my all-time favorite monster designs ever. And I'm going to say this. I almost hesitate at saying this, but I think I
go for it.
because the minute I say it, I'm going to want to go draw it. I'm going to want to try to figure it out. But War of the Gargantuas, man, I love War of the Gargantuas. And War of the Gargantuas kind of, I have that Kaiju Killer, which is a character that I did for Instinct Toys a couple years ago. It's one of the inspirations for that character is that big giant. I made him a Cyclops, but one of the original designs was kind of like a two-eyed version, and it's totally inspired by the Giants and the Gargantua movies. That movie's just so entertaining from start to finish. So
absolutely,
I might even veer that way because I did a Creature from the Black Lagoon with Geometric Designs, which was a model kit company back in the 90s and early 2000s. But yeah, War of the Gargantuas might be one I might kind of head toward.
Little Sanda and Gyra going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One or both, or it's like, and kind of like actually Dopo did a really cool version, like next generation version of those characters. I don't know if you guys have seen that on his website, but his version of those characters is really cool.
I think I have. I follow him on Instagram and all that stuff, so I'm pretty sure I've seen it at some point.
Yeah, because there's one way to approach it where you do the actual suit version, but it's also like, hey, what if they were to relaunch that property now? What would they be able to, with technology changing and the artistry all getting better? What would they do now with those characters? That's what I would be interested in doing. So
that would be cool. Like, would they be more like ape-like or something?
Right.
Yeah, or more realistic textures to them. But the whole, what I think makes that movie so interesting is those monsters become characters. They're not just monsters that are going around and destroying these towns and cities and everything. They become characters. They have personalities. They have like motivations. There's things that they're doing. I think that's why that movie, I think a lot of kaiju fans really think that movie is really something special. They were going to make a sequel where one of them fights Godzilla, I think. Toho was going to do that at one time, I believe. But,
I put them into our comics, like them fighting, both teaming up kind of to fight Godzilla. Yeah, but it's funny, like that's the infamous. Brad Pitt got into acting because of that movie, which is great. I remember watching it with my cousin. We just beat the hell out of each other later on, But apparently, to Brad Pitt, he was inspired by it, which is great.
Yeah, I heard Tim Burton actually was one of his favorite kaiju movies as well. So it is. It's like there's a lot to be said for that. That might be, other than Godzilla movies, that might be my second favorite giant monster movie.
That's awesome. Real quick, I just want to say, I just saw Gabe is in here. Gabe hit us up on Instagram, and we met through Instagram, and he did the amazing artwork that we're using for the packaging scene here on the right.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just an unbelievably talented guy, and he's just been working wonders for us. I just wanted to shout him out, and any other artists out there, reach out to us because it's cool. Send us your stuff on Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, it's it never hurts, right, to reach out because Gabe's work's incredible, and he's designing the whole packaging for us, the artwork inside the packaging at least, and we're doing a lot of fun stuff with this Mondo mecha line, and we're going to be telling a story of like how they all came to be, and it's all going to be explained through the packaging. So it's going to be pretty cool. Once we start releasing a bit more later on next year or early next year, it'll be you'll get to see more of his work, which is really amazing.
Yeah, he's been working wonders on it, man. It's awesome. It's cool seeing his stuff come in too. Pretty incredible stuff.
We have a couple of questions real quick, and there's someone's asking about a Batman 1/6 scale Batman Beyond happening. What do you think, Mike? Maybe
I'm into it, man. We've got designs. Joe Allard, who's out, maybe he's in here. Joe did some unbelievably cool designs for it, and if you guys buy that Joker, we'll make Batman Beyond. How about that?
Pretty much.
What about a Return of the Joker?
Do it.
Do a Return of the Joker version too, and it all ties in.
They're the ones I would love. Batman Beyond's one of them for sure, and then for me it would be Mask of the Phantasm to make a figure.
Greatest Batman movie ever.
Oh wow, that's awesome because I feel the same way. That script for that movie, it came
it's perfect.
you know, Michael Keaton, yeah, he did. Those movies are very entertaining, and I love Jack Nicholson's Joker. But Mask of the Phantasm, it has everything. It really is one of the best Batman movies ever made. Just have to see the movie.
It is, yeah, and the character of like the Phantasm or whatever is such a great design. I remember just seeing it for the first time. I'm like, wow, that's iconic. Like that's something you won't forget. It's a great design, great character, and yeah. If one of the dream ones I would love to do in our 1/6 scale Batman line would be to do the Mask of the Phantasm.
Mm-hmm. To me, really not to sell short any of the artists over these decades that have worked on that character, it has the single greatest like image ever of Batman. It's that one. It's like the silhouette when he's putting on the mask for the first time, where you kind of see him like looking, and it's all folded over, and I just.
It also has
that's my nerd moment for sure.
It has one of the best Batman versus Joker's scene ever too. Is like they're fighting in this miniature city, so it's like
That's right.
Giant Batman fighting a giant Joker in a city, but it's a prop that's part of a movie set. It's so great. And then there's a point where Joker's fighting with Batman. He puts his jetpack on. He tries to get away from Batman, and Batman jumps on him. And Joker looks at Batman and goes, "You're crazy."
That's right. I forgot about that.
Crazy. I think that's an amazing moment.
No, it's such a good movie, and
it is. It's really good.
It's gotten like a second win recently, right? Like I think it aired on Netflix, or it's on Netflix now, and people rediscovered it. Kind of like the X-Men cartoon from the '90s. It's on Disney Plus, so people have rediscovered it and like their love for it. And one of the best shows in the '90s for me.
Paul Dini and Bruce Timm, they put Batman back on the map. Really,
for real, yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, I think is our time
back there. Yeah, there's some stuff on the wall of that, and yeah. So yeah, Batman fan for sure.
Oh, we have a question from Zach, real quick.
Let's make it happen.
I would love that. That would be great. Debuting at MondoCon 5. Awesome. Well, I think that's up. I think that's it. I think that's our time. I think we're our max. I think. But hey, thank you so much, James, for showing us Man Thing and how it's doing and how you're proceeding with it. It looks incredible. Thank you for giving us your time, Chris. Thank you so much for hopping in here. We're so excited about everything that we're doing with Toho and all the fun stuff that's going to come out next year from the Toys and Collectibles department.
Thanks everyone for supporting it all.
Wow, man, we're so lucky. This is fun to work, and you guys are so fun to work with. And
yeah, seriously, you're one of the best to work with, for real. It's been great. So, and thank you everyone who tuned in. We really appreciate you being here. We're bummed that there's no Designer Con, but we're happy to share some of the stuff that's coming out next year and share it with some people. So thank you all, and Blake, that's you, dude. And yeah, thank you guys. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening.